What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to Titch and Geezer's TV, and it's the Friday night chat along. Obviously, season's finished, and we're just here to have a chat. Geezer, obviously, I'm in a vest and I'm hot, and you're in a jacket with your collars up and a beanie.
Yeah.
So, what's going on? Have you moved back to the? I won't even say the UK because it's hot here. Have you moved to Norway or something, Sweden or?
Yeah, that's what it feels like to me. But no, it's just been waiting for it to come. It's been getting cooler and cooler as the weeks have gone on. But this week the temperature dropped overnight. Still getting lovely days, beautiful sunny days, 18 degrees. But it's dropped to 3 degrees now, 2 degrees. It's getting chilly, man. And I'm going, especially out here at 7 in the morning. Sun's just coming up above the horizon now. And yeah, I'm feeling it. I'm going, gee, it's chilly, mate. It's cold. But it's not that cold, but it feels like it to me because it's a bit of a shock to the system these days.
Good evening, Inky. Glad you could join us as always. Just a little disclaimer. I've got to get up early tomorrow, so we'll probably be on at least until 11, maybe 11:15. So we won't be keeping you lot for too long. So if you've got anything to chat about, just put it in the chat like straight away and we'll cover it. But yeah, it'll be about an hour and 15. So Geezer, how long are you going to have that type of weather? And will it get any colder?
Possibly. It's usually that now and again it drops to a freezing point. You will get that. Some years you might never get that. Around this area anyway. You could go, if I went an hour out west here, then you'll be hitting freezing point. But closer you get to the outback in the desert, the colder it is at night, I've worked out there like that where it's fucking below freezing. But here, this is usually as cool as it gets, around 2 or 3 degrees. And then this for another maybe 6, 7 weeks. Next week it could be 10 degrees in the morning,
Yeah.
It's just every now when you've got completely clear blue skies like this, and that's when the temperature drops to real low. So, yeah, I say we're going to be putting up winter for about 8-10 weeks, and that'll be it. Then we'll have about at least 8-9 months of summer.
So this I might have even asked you this before over the years, but do you sort of welcome or enjoy this type of weather? Or no, you're used to the
yes and no. It's a bit. Kieran James, he loves it. He loves the winter. He loves it. I'm not a great fan of it because it doesn't get light now to about 6:30 in the morning, and it gets dark in the middle of it. It'll get dark start getting dark about 4:30. I don't like that. I prefer the longer.
Yeah.
Summer gets light at 4:30 in the morning. It's 7:30 at night. But it's nice to be in a bed with a quilt on under. It's lovely. That to me, that's a bonus.
So
the temperature. Where I go at this time.
You don't mind the temperature, but it's the darkness, which obviously is
Yeah, the temperature. Like I say, I prefer to be warmer.
Yeah.
When it starts warming up, I'll be happy for it. It's just one of them. It's you get so used to the heat here in the summer. You do acclimatise, Geezer. Believe you me, when I first got here, this weather here we're having now, I was in a fucking singlet like that, Geezer.
Yeah.
I was when I first came here, I thought it was beautiful here.
Yeah.
Nice and cool in the morning, but nice warm during the day. I was walking around like that. You fucking look at me now.
Good evening, Freshie. He says, even the world's smallest violin out already. Your winter over there. Freshie, how you doing? Right, you lot, Inky and Freshie, you lot are here at the minute. Geezer, anything to chat about? One thing that I want to talk about, it's a video that I saw it, was it today or yesterday? It was Trent Alexander-Arnold's first, I think, interview or revealing for Real Madrid. His family was there. All the top dogs at Real Madrid were there. Have you seen it? No. Okay, good. I'm glad you ain't seen it. So, obviously, I don't know if it's the president or whatever. They spoke about how good he was and how happy they are to sign him, and all the details of the contract, all of that. Then Trent walks up onto the stage in front of quite a big audience, And when I tell you, he gave his full speech in perfect Spanish. Perfect.
Fuck me.
Perfect.
Really?
Now, perfect. The accent and all perfect. Now, obviously, this was on the Sky Sports app. So therefore, when I click on it, I think it shows a few of what, or they quote what people have commented on, on Twitter or whatever. And the Liverpool fans, I'm thinking, good. So they booed him. They're now saying, oh, he didn't make up his mind in January. This is clearly thought out. And, so now that's almost like he's get back. They booed him and all of that. He's got every right to do what he wants to do. But now you got 10 million for him when he could have went for free. And now they're pissed off that he's clearly been taking Spanish lessons.
Yeah, clearly. But then again, it weren't no fucking secret. I mean, I heard this in the end of last season that he was going to Real Madrid.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it was no fucking secret. I mean, they all fucking knew. The worst kept secret in the world, and he was making his mind up. I think everyone else assumed that. I don't think he did. I think he'd already knew. I think Liverpool knew that was going to happen. So, so he's taking fair play to him. He made an effort and learned the language as much as he could. I think that should be admired.
Exactly. Freshie said, I saw it, very impressive. Inky's obviously seen it as well, speaking fluent Spanish. Now, this is right. Listen,
brilliant.
When I watched it, I thought to myself, good for you, first of all. Obviously, it wasn't a conversation, but he spoke like it was perfect Spanish, right? So I don't know whether he can understand it as well as he can speak it. And anyway, but how do we know he hasn't been learning Spanish for 5 years just because he wanted to? How do we know that? See me, Giza. If I was a young footballer and the way I am, I wouldn't just be flashy. I would be okay. I would probably try and learn a language and have somebody around where it's constant. We're just so me personally, I would do things like that. You understand? Where it's like, okay, let me do something that I wouldn't know all the. They've got a lot of time on their hands, footballers, and some of them waste it on stupidness. So he may well have been learning Spanish for 5 years just for he wanted to learn another language. Because, like I said, the way he spoke, I couldn't believe it. I could not believe it. I mean, after we finish, you probably go and watch it, and you'll be like, "Fuck, you know."
You know what? I think that's all these young footballers through these academies and everything else. I'd encourage that. I'd have that as part of the curriculum. Learning a language, and Spanish makes more sense because it's basically the second most spoken language in the world. If you discount Mandarin, right? Exactly. There's a billion of the fuckers, right? Yeah. If you discount that, around the world, Spanish is the language, and English. If you know them two languages, Jesus Christ, you get by in most places in the world. Because even when you go to Asia, there's a good amount of people speak English in Asia. Yeah. So you get by with that to the most part, and Spanish all over South America, and so I think I'd have that part of the curriculum as an academy, learning a fucking language. Well, mate, just say you're learning Spanish, you're taking lessons, whatever, how many hours a week, 3 hours a week. Why not? It's a great thing to do.
Exactly.
You can imagine in your career, then your Spanish players come to your club or whatever. Even if it's in England, then you can converse with them, and man, you're a fucking asset then to help this new player that's come in. I think it would be a great idea. I really do.
Right, Freshie says, saw this on Twitter. No wonder he got caught lacking at the back post every other week. He was up all night on Duolingo. The way he spoke, I'm assuming. I mean, Duolingo is obviously an online type of thing. I think he's had people in his house like constantly. It sounds like he just had somebody there where it's just constant. Like I said, it wasn't a conversation, but the way he spoke. Like a lot of, let's say, Spanish players that come over here, there's a lot of pausing as they speak. Some are just fluent where they've learned that from a kid, and it is the most taught language in the world. So, but some of them there's a lot of pausing, and he was flawless. Like I could not believe it. You'll be surprised, I think, watching that.
It was amazing to me. Some of the people I met when I worked over in Germany, you know, mainly in the East. In the East Germany, it was just after the wall came down, you know, a couple of years after the wall came down. No one, I was in East Germany, mate, in the middle of nowhere, and nobody spoke English, right? So I had to learn enough German to try and fucking get by, right?
Yeah.
Quite enjoyed picking it up, and I could understand more what they were saying to me than I could speak.
Yeah.
But I was just learning it on the fly, you know, just trying to pick it up, bits and pieces. I weren't taking lessons. But as soon as I went to West Germany, done a bit there, fuck me, it's embarrassing. For England, it would have always been the same. We should be embarrassed. They could speak fluent fucking English, German, and probably had French as well, some of them. And like when Full Crew turns up, you know what I mean? Wow.
Yeah, you're like, it's crazy, isn't it?
You think he was in England for years, didn't you? It's unbelievable, mate. They make an effort to learn the language, to communicate. Yeah. We don't. England have never done that. We've always been ignorant to that, thinking that, you know, the English language is the one we don't need to learn anymore. Do, mate.
I wish, yeah. You know, from obviously, if you learn it from primary school, then yeah, you'd be adequate enough in it, you know, at adult age. I wish that. Yeah.
And the only reason the East Germans didn't speak fucking English because they weren't allowed to. Their second language was Russian. They were taught Russian in school. See, because they were controlled by the Soviet Union.
Yeah.
So
I didn't know
they could speak a bit of Russian, but no fucking English, mate.
I didn't know that. I would have been ignorant and said maybe Polish would have been a second. I wouldn't have thought Russian, yeah, but obviously I didn't. Yeah.
No, but it was made to be because the Russian authorities basically won.
Yeah, I didn't know that. Freshy says, "What if you don't discount Mandarin?"
What if you don't discount it?
Yeah.
Well, Mandarin would be a lot of people speak Mandarin because China's so fucking big, isn't there? There must be over 1 billion.
Yeah,
but they're not all Mandarin speakers, though, are they, Freshy, in China? There are a few different dialects there, but it's big numbers who speak Chinese. You take them into account.
But if you go for countries, then you're right. Spanish would be the second most around the world.
Around the world, yeah. Countries that actually speak, that's their language. Yeah.
Yeah.
I suppose a lot of people think, you know, if you know Spanish, you can sort of get by with Portuguese. There's a lot of similarities. Yeah, they're different, but you can pick it up a lot quicker. Yeah, I think it'd be a great.
Can you read that comment from Inky?
Yeah, I did think. Yeah. Why, I had to change my English speaking when I came in. I didn't know what the fuck I was saying then. Well, it's like going up to Newcastle. Fuck knows what them fuckers talking about. I reckon it's English, I'm not for sure.
Right, it's funny you said that, Eula. Listen to me, yeah? I'm going to recommend something on YouTube. Like I said, I don't really... And things have been popping up. So, back in the day, they used to have a thing on English TV called Wife Swap. I don't know if you've ever seen it, where, you know, the two wives will go to different households for like 10 days.
Yeah, so, I never really watched it. I do remember it happening. I don't think I've ever watched it.
I only ever saw a few on TV, but on YouTube, on this particular channel, there seems to be quite a lot. Anyway, when you said Geordie, normally they put opposite families together. So one family would be quite disciplined, organized, tidy, clean, motivated, and the others are just slobs. Anyway, you said, you said Geordies and all that. So this is just completely random, but one of the ladies, I won't call her a lady, one of the women yesterday, her first introduction was, when I found out I was pregnant, I was devastated. Then she said, it's hard work with twins. I was pregnant with triplets. One died, but I know this sounds bad, but yeah, I'm glad it did. I was like, fucking hell, like that would have went out on TV, and years later now it's on YouTube. I'm thinking, you disgusting. She wasn't just a fucking terrible, but yeah, she didn't love her kid. The kids was a hindrance to her. She wants to be down the pub. She works in the pub. They play darts. She's never at home. But to say that about your kids, I was carrying triplets, and I know it sounds bad, but I'm glad one of them died. And
not very maternal, is it? That
I couldn't even imagine. I said to Claire yesterday, even like, I always say women are obviously more maternal. Like, I can't imagine any man saying that. So for a mother to say that was carrying it, yeah. Anyway, that's Wife Swap. but they are good. Some of them was good. There was one. There was a Welsh couple. You know the Welsh are fiery and all of that, and they was a bit like, she wears loads of makeup. She got her own beauty salon, but it's all ready meals and shit like that. And then they got to another family there. They are quite big and chubby, but they, the woman cooks every night and all of that stuff. Anyway, the Welsh one went in there and she's just lazy as fuck. The woman's sister came round and then she was just like looking for an argument, and then she's in front, like calling the family, "Oh, you are just fat slobs," and it's like fucking just. It's good. It's actually a good watch. So yeah, I don't know if you can get it over there. It's on YouTube, so yeah, it'd be the same here. But yeah, Wife Swap. Wife Swap is fucking hilarious, and it's like where they just put two different complete families together. So
yeah, it doesn't mix. They just don't mix.
It's a good watch. No, put it out. Oh, can you pronounce that? Oh, sorry, can you read that?
Ein beer bitter. Yeah, one beer, please. Why beer bitter? That's the first two things I learned, Shawnee, when I was in Germany. Is why beer bitter. That means two beers, please.
Yeah, I know. I know. Ein is one and zwei is two. Beer. So beers. Oh no. Oh, hold on. Oh, it's ein beer bitter. So what's bitter? Please.
Please, yeah. Well, there's one of them words that you use it in a lot of different meanings. Bitter. It can mean thank you, I think, in some sentences and whatever, but usually please. Well, I learned it, but yeah, I wish I'd gone and learnt the language, to be honest, because I quite enjoyed getting by with, I've been out to speak to someone, even if it was pidgin German. I quite enjoyed the fact that I could do it. I wish I had gone on and fucking learnt it. But yeah, in that sentence, it means please.
Ein Bier bitter.
Because they're weird. Ein zwei drei vier fünf.
Ja, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. And then the Germans say 1 and 22 and 23 and 20 rather than we say 23 and that, which is,
Yeah.
That is correct, isn't it? They count from 20 onwards. It's 1 and 20, 2 and 20. They do, don't they?
Yeah, I think so, yeah. I mean, they do, yeah.
Crazy.
Yeah, it's different. But it's quite a nice language. I like the language, though, the German language. I like it. And you can see people speaking it. When you get speaking it, it's quite a good language.
Good evening, Wellington. Thanks for tuning in. As always, like I said, we'll be here for at least till 11, which will be an hour, and then maybe quarter past. So we're here. Anything you don't want to talk about. What I want to do is let me get through these quickly. Yeah, all the communist bloc countries were forced to learn Russian. So which other countries was Poland forced to learn Russian as well?
Yeah, I'd imagine so. In the school system. Yeah, they were under the pump.
What about
all the East, mate? They were
Czechoslovakia. Were they?
Possibly. Yeah. Czechoslovakia, fucking. I'd imagine Belarus. Yeah, all of them would have been.
He said, Geezer, was that before or after?
A little bit after, Ricky. A little bit after, mate.
Big ups, Charlie boy. What's up, fellas? Hope
you're
well. Hope you're well, CB.
Well with you, brother.
Let us know how you're doing. Glad you can join us. We won't be here for long. It's not no game show. So, yeah, I hope you can stick around as long as possible.
I'll tell you what, just on the subject of Germany, though, but when I first went to Berlin, and you got the Brandenburg Gate there, haven't you? The famous Brandenburg Gate, where fucking Adolf came marching through with his fucking entourage. But yeah, it's impressive to see that when you've seen it on all the old documentary films, the history films, that Brandenburg Gate, and it was covered in Nazi flags and and then you're there, you go, wow, fucking history here, boy. But on the west side, and I really didn't realise that when I worked in East Germany, I didn't realise that Berlin was Far East Germany, right? I thought Germany, and this is just pure ignorance, Germany was split down the middle. The Russian controlled the East, and the West controlled the West Germany, right? America and the UK. I just thought and Berlin was in the middle of it. No, it weren't the fucking case. Berlin was far inside the East. And what they'd arranged between Stalin and Winston Churchill and is it Patton, that the west side of Berlin was controlled by the Allies and the east side was controlled by Russia.
Even though it
So
was
then
deep
it had
into
two
East
airports.
Germany. Wow.
So you had, when I drove to Berlin, you actually drive through the old no man's land, which is a few miles wide, which it had fences all the way through Germany, either side, you know? And that's where people should try to jump over the fence, get through no man's land, get shot, get hit by fucking snipers. They had turrets there to stop people crossing over into the west. But I didn't realise that. I just thought, but it was miles and miles. Then you get to West Germany, so Berlin. And then you go into the west side of Berlin, and it's like London, you know, it's very modern, McDonald's and fucking everything else. And then I went through that Brandenburg Gate to see the east side. Fuck me. Swinging gate. It was 1945, bloke. It was like going back in time. That's 1945. Crazy. There were still shell holes in all the walls of brick walls, and they used to put scaffold on the pavement to stop the lumps of shit falling off the brick walls onto the pavement and hitting people. They hadn't spent a fucking penny on it, Keith. It was exactly the same as going back, 40 odd years. Unreal.
And so obviously people were trying to escape that regime and go to the west, and were getting killed. Obviously, trying to get away from that.
Obviously, they built the Berlin Wall. It'd come down by the time I got there. So they were trying to get over that wall to get into the west side of Berlin, and that was your way out, because then you could get a plane to fly you out of the east or out of West Berlin. But yeah, it was a bizarre situation when you think about it. But yeah, it wasn't. I'm glad I went there and saw it, right? But I just could not believe, and that's where all the money. Why everyone was going to Germany to work. The east of Germany was just say 40 years behind the west.
Yeah,
it needed so much money and work to bring it up to scratch, because the Russians had spent fuck all.
Right, Freshie says no. That first, what does that mean? What does that mean? I think he's saying maybe the way I thought they count is not true. He says no. That's first.
That is forbidden. Is that what that means?
That is forbidden. I don't know. What is that? What in?
I think it means no. That is forbidden.
In regards to what? Not the way I was counting, is it? Maybe. I don't know. Maybe something else we spoke about. Charlie boy.
Speaking English, it would have been forbidden.
He's Titch.
Verboten.
Anyway, he says East Germany sounds like the Barking Road.
Yeah, a bit like Silvertown in its days and fucking Canning Town. It's a bit like that. Yeah.
Where did you spend more time, East or West Germany?
East.
Right.
I went to places, I mean, deep in East Germany that I've never heard of. And I remember one area called Schwerin. Fuck, it was gorgeous. I mean, not only was the place gorgeous, this place, away from the cities, it was in this beautiful countryside, a lovely big town. That was nice. Yeah. That was nice. I don't know what happened with this one. This was a nice place, right? Probably maybe it never saw any of the war, so didn't need rebuilding. But the women in there, Geezer, I've never seen so many beautiful women in one area.
Wow,
they were done. So many blondie, blue-eyed, green-eyed. That particular area, the women, their skin was just beautiful. You really noticed. It was just gorgeous everywhere. Lovely little town that was. Yeah, I'd say I went about Bad Vilsnik. Was there for quite a while. Really different and really out in the country. Beautiful places, man. But like I say, the city itself, Berlin, was just a wreck.
So how did the people receive you as an Englishman? Was it?
They were good, man. Really good. Okay. You know what I mean? They were fine with us. A bit tentative at first. The Germans are a bit like that. But once they get to know you and know that you're all right, sweet. Really, really good. As much as you could try and communicate, they were good. Yeah, they were right, man.
Okay, he said no. That's just another German phrase I know. Laugh out loud.
Oh,
Yeah, I thought I knew he meant nine. So no, I thought maybe I got that wrong in regard to the counting. Right, you lot. Last week we spoke about the
carry on. I can hear you.
The transparent kayak and the guy, you know, filming himself and the shark and the whales and all that. Anyway, like I said, straight after I spoke to Geezer off camera, I watched it. Yeah, it's like just beautiful, like the whole, just the picturesque, and also Geezer, just in response to what we said last week, someone else is there because the drone footage. You know, I looked in because it's transparent. He's not got a controller or nothing. So someone is flying the drone, obviously. So he's not out there by himself, but which would be foolish anyway. But yeah, there is somebody else there flying that drone, but they're obviously further enough back so you don't see them. So it does appear like he's out there by himself. But yeah, I couldn't believe it. Like killer whales and the shark and even like turtles and shit. Yeah, it's crazy. Like
some great footage, isn't there? What he gets. I mean, when the big great white's right next to his fucking kayak, you go, fuck it. But the drone, because the drone shows that the water's so clear and beautiful, that it's such a good image. You know, I mean, it's like watching National Geographic, aren't it? It's fucking brilliant. It gets some great footage. The one of the whales and that I watched once, I couldn't believe it. I had a whale just come right up to his little boat and came right under the boat and come up the other side. Fuck, some brilliant footage he gets.
Yeah, I think
really done.
I'm sure that's the same video as the Great White. I'm sure
it might be the same video because
I saw the whales first, and then near the end, that's when you see the Great White. And he also, obviously, I didn't realize until I watched it. He does like editing as well, so it's animation in between. He's talking about, you know, like maybe the lifespan of a shark, all of this stuff. So he put animation in between the actual what he's doing as well. So yeah, it's good. The way he puts it together is definitely.
He does it really well. Like, and then he, you know, sometimes he does a cook. He catches stuff, spearfish. It only takes what he needs, gets it back to the beach, and shows you how to cook it up. You want to watch that sort of stuff. Some of it is quite educational, but some of the footage he gets though is fabulous.
What's the channel again? What's the channel I'm going to put
Young
in the chat?
Bloods. YBS or Young Bloods?
YBS Young Bloods. You lot, I've just put it in the chat, yeah? You lot, just check out that channel. I think the channel's been dormant for a while, and then I googled it, and people saying, you know, he's just sort of gone off the radar, and then other people said maybe they think he might be snapped up by like a television company. And I said to Geezer, like, for what reason though? Because you know his channel's got like I think 8 million subscribers. He was making a lot of money, so I wonder why he would need TV companies and all of that. So I don't know if that's the case, but yeah, apparently sort of just stopped doing YouTube. And some people think that's because he's going to go into mainstream. But yeah, what he does by himself and with his little crew, that it's good enough. So anyway, you lot check out that channel. Right, you lot in the chat, what have we got to talk about? Anything to talk about? England. I didn't watch either game. I didn't watch either game, and then I see we just about beat Andorra 1-0, which I think is disgraceful. I didn't watch the game.
It's embarrassing.
Then we played Senegal at home, was 1-0 up after 7 minutes, and lost that 3-1. Now, I didn't watch any of the games, you lot. I read the heading of an article, and what do you think of this? Thomas Tuchel has, you know, obviously I think he subbed Bellingham off and there was a reaction or whatever. Thomas Tuchel has said his mum has said that Bellingham is, somebody put it in the chat because I forgot, Bellingham's whether it's his attitude or something is not very, it was disparaging what she said. He's then
not obnoxious or deplorable his behaviour. Something
like that. I'm thinking, why would you? I don't get why you would say that though. Like, would you say that? Because now your player's looking at you like, "Fuck your mum." Sorry, you lot. Sorry, but yeah, he's he's looking at you. Yeah, like, why would you say that?
I don't know. Maybe he was a horrible little fucking child, mate. It was a pain in the ass. I don't know.
No, I'm saying. Oh, you're talking about Tuchel, yeah?
No, it was his.
Yeah, his
Bellingham's mum said it about Bellingham.
No. It was Tuchel's mum said it about Bellingham, and Tuchel then put that out
I
there.
thought it was Bellingham's mum.
Wait, hold on. I thought it was Tuchel's mum. Was it Bellingham's mum? Right.
Pretty sure it was.
Okay, you look. Somebody confirm that. Sorry. See, I didn't read the whole thing. I just saw the heading. Right. Somebody confirm. I thought Tuchel said his mum, but then when he says his mum, he might be talking about Bellingham's mum. He just said his mum. So I thought, okay, somebody. Right. He said snapped up by a Crockmore. Like that wouldn't surprise me. But yeah, like going online and that, no one's posted that he's anything bad has happened to him. So maybe it is a TV, but he hasn't posted for a long time. Got it. Exploring for great white shark in transparent kite. That's it. Yeah, Inky. That is the one. It's a great watch. Like really like. And then the channel's got loads of other stuff.
That's
on
it.
Well.
Yeah, if you like that sort of stuff, Inky, you'll love him, man. He did some. Well, he did. He ain't been lately for some reason, but I've watched him for about 5 years. He comes up with some really good stuff. Sometimes it's a boring sort of video, just catch and cook. Gets a bit more. But some of the footage he's got, you go, wow. You know what I mean? The BBC would be proud of what he's fucking doing. You know what I mean? With all their money and equipment. Exactly. He's just got a drone and a couple of cameras, a couple of GoPros, and goes out there. Fuck. Unreal. But he's in the right environment to do it. You know where he is in Western Australia.
Right, so yeah, somebody put in the chat, confirm. Did Tuchel say his mum or Bellingham's mum has said that about him?
Yeah, I don't know why would Bellingham's mum even know. I don't understand that.
Yeah.
Sorry. I don't know why she'd even know him. I don't
know. Yeah, somebody. Right, let me just Google that quickly because I thought,
I only watched the 3-minute highlights of the Andorra game. Fuck, that was enough. And then I just started, honestly, when I saw the result against Senegal, I started laughing. I just started laughing. The plethora of players you've got and the talent, and you lose to them. I went, what's a load of shit.
Oh, yeah, right.
I've already got the. Do you know what? Do you know what killed me watching England? I used to watch England every minute of every game, always. 70s, 80s, 90s. Do you know what's killed it for me now? It was Southgate. I used to be so bored watching England. I just gave up watching them. Full games anyway. I watch the highlights, but I just could not be asked. And that didn't help with for years now, guys. I don't know how many the Euros and the World Cup. The groups we've been in have been pathetic. I mean, I could get us qualified.
Yeah,
they're so easy to qualify from. So it was until the tournament come along. There was no point fucking watching it.
Yeah.
It's a foregone conclusion of getting fucking. It was shit, and Southgate just bore me to tears. And Tuchel sort of started in the same sort of vein.
Yeah.
So the answer is, it's the obvious answer. Big engine, Tuchel out. If England supporters want to start enjoying watching England again, put Big engine there. With all the players he's got to choose from, man, you'll get exciting football. Could be a roller coaster, but it'll be exciting as fuck. You start enjoying it again, guarantee you.
You know what? I don't doubt that. Obviously it's not going to happen because Tuchel's in place for at least the World Cup. But from what I've seen of Ange and from what I've seen of England, like you said, it's boring. It's it's horrible watching England. You hope, but then you think, you know what, we ain't doing nothing in any of these. But, it would be nice.
I wouldn't write Tuchel off yet. He's 4 games in, I wouldn't give a shit. But and he's a tournament manager. I mean, he's done it with the Champions League, and he comes in, he wins he can win a tournament, and I think that's what they're hanging their hat on. When it comes to tournament football, he'll deliver whatever it takes, whether that's boring or not. They won't care. But I'm just saying, if you want exciting football. Yet again, I can get Big Ange in there. Get him in. That fucking FA would never, ever appoint fucking Big Ange, mate. Not in a million years. No, but I done it with Australia, mate. He went and won the Australian version of the Euros with Australia. Tell you, there's your answer. You want to win the World Cup, the Euros? Fucking bring Big Ange in.
Right,
at least he can. He can actually pick the players he needs to play the way he wants because there's plenty of them, loads of them. There's loads of choices.
Right, Inky says, so he's quoting, my mum thinks his behaviour can be repulsive, too short on Bellingham's temper. Yeah, it's his
right. I heard it wrong. Sorry.
And that's why I said, why would Thomas Tuchel
why would she say that?
Because obviously,
why would you say that?
She's following her son's career, so now he's managing England, and now she's watching the games. Bellingham comes off. His attitude is not great, so that's what her take on that is. Oh, he's repulsive. He's behaving.
Where did she get that from?
From maybe when he gets. Oh, I think he had a goal disallowed, and then he's remonstrating with the referee, and then he carried it on after the match. So I think she's seen what she's seen, and she's come to that.
Oh, right. Was that in the Senegal game? Must be
3-2. Yeah, it was.
Yeah,
but I don't think she's basing that off one game. So, but my whole point is this: why would Thomas Tuchel repeat what his mum has said unless it was something positive about her? Yeah, why would you? Yeah, I don't get why you would do that. Yeah, strange.
No, it don't make sense. It's irrelevant at the end of the day.
Exactly.
Really irrelevant.
It's almost like he's warning him about his behaviour, but doing it publicly through what his mum had apparently said, rather than him pulling him aside.
Yeah, it's irrelevant. It's irrelevant.
Yeah. Right, I don't know anything about this. Better than Malarkey. His brother's signed for Dortmund as well. I don't know if you know that. So I
did see that. He's gone to Dortmund. Yeah.
Right, he said, I'll put Geezer at the start of this. Geezer has crowbarred in Big Ange loving time. There better be a shark watch.
No, mate, it's winter, mate. The sharks, they go sleepy in the winter. Sharks and crocs, they go a bit quiet in the winter. They don't start biting again until the summer starts coming.
33 minutes for Big Ange loving, says he. Don't worry, he will find a way. Every time we go live, there'll be a way that Big Ange.
Yeah, Big Ange.
Some sort of relevance. If we speak about kebabs, he would speak about Big Ange's Greek heritage and
how good he is.
Yeah, get him in somewhere anyhow.
I wonder if he gets a job before next season. I wonder. Not sure.
Yeah. And well, like I said to you last week off air, I do feel that he would be suited to international football just for those reasons where he just got more players to pick from in regard. Look, Spurs, he was hindered by injuries and it affected the way he wants to play. So at international level, you should have more players that can play that system. Good evening, Colin. It says good evening, Titch. Good morning, Kieran. Nice to join you both. Thanks as always for joining us, Colin. Right. Freshie, they're biting in Florida. Some 9-year-old girl this week. Wow. Did you hear about that?
No, missed that one. I'll have to look that one up, have it on for Wednesday when I'm on.
And that would be an alligator, wouldn't it, in Florida?
No. Don't know. No, because an old lady that got bit by an alligator about a month ago, the one Charlie Boy mentioned.
Yeah.
This week, he's saying. So I don't know what that one is, whether it's shark or what.
Well, hey, yeah, Freshie, was that a shark or? Oh, it was a shark. Oh, shark. Sorry, I'm thinking of crocodiles and bloody alligator.
Oh no, I'll have to. Yeah, so I don't watch mainstream media here. I'll only things that come up on YouTube. Then again, I'll see, especially even with the shark attacks here, or you can get the Channel 9. I don't watch the normal television stations, but they'll have a little bit on YouTube, the headlines and shit. So I'd have to look that up to find it.
Has anybody heard from Lawrence? He wasn't here last week, but I think he was on vacation. But yeah,
on vacation, wasn't he? Yeah.
Lawrence, what you lot?
Yeah, well, he's not 9. It would be good if he got someone in here got bit by a shark and tell the story, though, wouldn't it?
Bloody yeah. Right, come on, you lot. We need something to talk about. West Ham, right? Somebody put in it there. Let's we'll have a little. Everybody, put your input. When are West Ham going to sign someone of note? Like, when are West Ham going to make a significant signing? Like, let's see when we reflect back on this. Who is like? Give me a date. Like June the, July the, never the. Yeah, like Geezer, what's going on? Like, would you have thought we would have signed someone by now, or you're not surprised?
No, I knew that two-window thing. Didn't expect us to come in. No, we have this every year, Geezer. You know what I mean? I watch it on, even on our channel, people panicking because we haven't bought anyone every fucking year. There's no point. There's no point why we never do things real right on day one. We never do. It's always later. So no, it doesn't surprise me. We will get players in, whether they're good enough or decent signings. We're in a different market now, though, Geezer. We're not in Europe.
Yeah.
We looked bad last year. Apparently, we don't have that much money, right? So we're in a different market this year. Last year, people can moaning, panicking about not buying players. We bought 9. So just give it a bit of time. Players will come in. I have no doubt about that. They have to, because we're losing so many. We're losing about 7 or 8 already. If you conclude, we will sell again. Ings is finished. We know Cresswell, Fabianski, and Sufal all done. There'll be more. I'd say Rodriguez could be out the door. But you need people to buy them. Kudus will be gone if we can get the right offer. But who's there? Nobody's really coming in for them. So we will bring players in. And it will happen, I'd say, middle of July. We'll start seeing players come in. Not ideal, but that's the way it's going to be.
Right. Wally says, sharks are off where I go in the Florida Panhandle. What do you mean are off, Wally? Like,
yeah, they're not there.
Yeah, like do they go elsewhere? And what does that mean, Wally? Monster Munch Hands always leaves it last minute. We never have a chance of stability. Yeah, that's the thing. Everything is always last minute. Like, for instance, Brighton have signed apparently one of the hottest young prospects. I don't know if he's Greek or he come from a Greek team. 31 million, I think. But apparently, everybody's got high hopes for this. Yeah, and they've signed this player. I think he's 18, maybe a striker. 31 mil they paid for him.
That's big bucks for them.
And when we just leave it to the last minute and then all of a sudden it's like a influx of play. Yeah, it just screams of like just desperation and no real planning and thought behind it, which is Yeah,
exactly. That's what we do it every year, because I don't worry about it. I don't get. You see some of these channels go, when are we going to get someone? What are they doing? What they're doing? What they do every fucking year. So it shouldn't be a surprise. There's no surprises here with some of them.
Off the coast at a guess. They're right there by the sound of it. Oh, they're off the beach where I swim. So right where Wally swims, the crocs are close or off where I go.
He's in a swimming pool.
They're off the beach where I swim. Fucking hell. There has been a few shark attacks.
Right.
Wow. Wally, I'm guessing you're a good, strong swimmer. Must be swimming in the sea. What we got here? There's been a few attacks.
You see, as well as it's about numbers here. In the winter here, there's a lot less people in the water.
Yeah.
Especially where you get most shark attacks, down Sydney way in South Australia. Freezing down there, Geezer. Freezing. Yeah. So you've got less. You've only got the die-hard surfers that use the water. And then they'll put their jumpsuit on because it's cold from what they're used to. Most of the people ain't swimming down at Bondi Beach in the winter. It's fucking freezing.
So how long can a shark, I mean, there's loads of different sharks. Let's say a great white. And how long can a crocodile, how long can they go without eating?
I think they can go a fair while, Geezer. But they'll always find something to eat. There's fucking plenty of fish out there for them, man.
Yeah.
Plenty of fish. The odd dead whale is handy for them. That keeps sharks going for a while.
When does this Club World Cup start? Do you know?
The what World Cup?
The Club World Cup.
Fuck knows.
It's in the next.
Got to be in the next couple of weeks, isn't it?
No, next. I swear, it's like soon. Does anybody know when that starts?
Oh, soon, is it?
Yeah, I like to body surf. I see dolphins and some small sharks. The bigger ones are further out, mostly. But oh wow,
Yeah.
We need.
There's always sharks there. You know, wherever you swim, there's always sharks there. But most sharks are not a threat. Simple as that. It's very rare. It's unusual.
We need.
We're not in their food chain normally.
Yeah.
Trouble is, if they mistake you, and I always said it with a great white, his bite is so bad, you're going to bleed to death, mate. Even if he made a mistake.
Yeah.
They're very curious, though. Very curious great whites.
Right.
So you saw with matey in the kayak, you know what I mean? It was more curiosity that shark was showing than anything else.
What would you right? I want to see Wally and his body surfing. Geezer, what would you do if you was in that kayak and not even before the shark, it was like killer whales and all that shit. Like, yeah, what would you be able to just do what he done? He's keeping his composure.
No, he's just so familiar with his surroundings, right? It doesn't bother him. You know, I'd be worried, mate. If I was in that canoe or kayak with him, I'd be shit myself.
I think there's a lot of people in that situation. You're gonna end up putting yourself in the water through panic. You know, like where it's it's underneath you and you're doing all, and then all of a sudden it's fucking.
Your head would be on a swivel, wouldn't it? You know, where is he now?
And that's the worst thing as well, like looking through and he's just looking up at you. Right, I think the Club World Cup starts like today. Yeah, I knew it was. I didn't think. Yeah, I knew it was like soon.
Fuck knows. I'm not sure if I've even got it. I've probably got no coverage of it. Not seen any adverts, so
I don't even know what channel it's on. Oh, I've got another talking point. Right, with Sullivan in charge of doing deals, but I'm not confident of us getting the players of the quality we need, and that is why I'm not confident for us doing well next season. Yeah, I'm not. No. I'm not confident next season.
No,
at all. At all.
No, it's impossible to be confident after the way that last half of the season turned out. How can you be confident knowing that it's a massive rebuild? Really, a lot of players gone out. We don't know Paquetá's situation yet. We don't know if we're going to sell Kudos. Anyone's even going to come in for him. I'll be interested to see. I looked at that, Mbeumo looked like he was nailed on to go to Newcastle.
Yeah.
The next thing it was Man United. Yeah. But that deal hasn't been done. They reckon the wages could be the problem. And then Thomas Frank goes to Tottenham.
Yeah.
You wonder whether Tottenham, with Frank's influence, could be interested in Mbeumo now.
No, it's definitely interested in him. Once again, Sky Sports have put out an article saying now that Tottenham are looking like potentially the main.
I didn't know that. I just put two and two together.
No. Yeah, I thought that's what you was alluding to. Maybe, but that's what they're saying is now.
See, I'm smarter than Sky Sports, geezer. I'm smarter than
they should have, had you in the studio. But that's what they're saying. It's a real thing where there's the high chance that he's going to go there because of the reasons that you just stated.
Ooh, interesting.
And the thing is, I mean, all due respect to Brennan Johnson, Kulusevski used to play out there, and then he started playing more centrally and doing really well. So he would go in there and would be better than what they've got there. I think
it's even better than Brennan Johnson. Brennan Johnson's a decent player. I don't think he's that good. I think he's a bit lightweight, but he's a decent player and he scores a few goals.
Yeah,
but it's hard not to recognise Mbeumo's fucking contribution with the assists and 20 goals last season. You go, fuck. Yeah, you'd like to have. I think I'd like to see him by Newcastle myself.
Yeah, not Spurs.
But that don't look like it's going to happen.
Right, I'm going to one more. Right, the New Zealand team are all amateurs, barbers, plumbers, etc. They get $3.58 million just for going there. It's a huge deal for them. Usual crowd is between 500 and 1,200. The New Zealand team, is that the football team?
I must be in the Club World Cup, yeah.
Oh, what team is that?
Yeah, they've got teams in it as well, isn't it? Is it only one Fresh or two they've got? I can't remember who Australia are sending. Waste of fucking time, but it'd be a great experience for them boys, wouldn't it? What an experience that would be.
Yeah. There's actually talk Man United might be a surprise taker for Kudos. I wonder. Well, I don't know, because the money, they're I think Mbuemo is at maybe 60, but yeah, I don't know. I don't know whether if they don't get Mbuemo.
I don't think we're getting more than 50 million for Kudos.
Yeah.
Offer-wise, anyway. You know what I mean? I know we'd want 80. I'd love to get 80, but that was maybe a year ago. We would have got the 80, but not after last season. You can't get just 4 goals and a couple of assists and expect a payday of 80 million. I just don't see it. I really don't.
Right, so the New Zealand team are in the same group as Bayern Munich, Boca Juniors, and Benfica. So
good luck with that, eh?
Nil point, but it's the experience for them.
Do you remember that World Cup when New Zealand qualified for the World Cup?
Yeah.
And they didn't make it through the group, but they came home unbeaten.
Yeah, a lot of was it all draws?
Yeah, all draws. Yeah,
it was all draws, wasn't it? Yeah.
Yeah, it was all draws. So they got that feather in their cap. They were unbeaten in the World Cup. Yeah.
And they would have had at least one good team in that group as well, maybe 2. But yeah, I can't. Do you remember who they played?
Chris Woods would have been in it.
No. The teams they played against, they would have played against some good.
They did play one really big team, Gazan. I think they might have even got a 0-0 draw.
0-0. Yeah. I think it was 0-0, but I can't remember who it was. But I'm sure it was 0-0.
Yeah.
Maybe
it wasn't Italy or something, was it?
Yeah, I just said Italy. Maybe it was Italy. I can't remember. No, I can't remember. I think that's their group. Right. Well, it says City are playing here in Philly on June 18th, and Chelsea are here on the 20th.
All right. Have a look, Wally, are you? Yeah, becoming a City fucking fan now, are you?
Yeah, we better not catch you in it. Imagine that. Do you know what would be funny? Imagine when the camera pans.
Yeah, he's got his City scarf on.
And he's like that, fucking hell. That would be hilarious. Italy got knocked out in that group, I think. Yeah, I don't know why I was thinking Italy and New Zealand. Maybe.
Yeah, well, they must have got a draw against Italy then. Must have played them, yeah.
And we both said Italy, and he said, yeah, maybe it was. Right, listen. The Euro Nations, and this is a game that I did watch. The only game from the Euro Nations. I didn't realize it was on. Anyway, Portugal played Spain in the final. And it's probably going to be the only time, maybe. Yeah, but anyway, Ronaldo came up against Yamal. What's his name? Lamine Yamal.
Yamal, yeah.
Yamal. So 17-year-old, genuine world-class talent against a legend in the game. So that's the good thing about football. You know, it can throw up these sort of matches. Spain probably looked like the better team on the eye. Portugal, to their credit, came back twice, and it was actually Ronaldo who scored the equalizer.
The
game goes to penalties, and ultimately Portugal navigate their way to another European trophy. I know some people. It's almost like the Conference League, isn't it? The Nations League. It's like it's a bit
like that for that. But still, you're playing for your country. Goes, you're on that pitch. You want to win. Jesus,
of course you do. Of course,
you know what I mean? Big time. The Spain should have won it.
They should have done.
There you go. Ronaldo comes up with that equaliser, gets them to extra time, gets them to penalties, and they fucking do it.
And
that's twice in a row.
There's been 4 finals, I think, 3 winners, and Portugal have won it twice, Spain once. I don't know who the other team was. So as it stands, nobody's won that tournament more times than Portugal. Ronaldo has added another achievement to his, long list of achievements.
On his long list.
Yeah, it's another international goal. It's another international cap. You would have to assume that the World Cup's next year, isn't it? It is next year, isn't it? Yes.
Yeah.
Right. So surely he's going to be at that World Cup. You would imagine, injury permitted.
I'd say, knowing him, he'll be there.
Yeah.
Even if he's not playing all the time. I think he will probably demand it, but he'll be there. They'll want him there. They'll want him there.
If he is there,
Even if yeah, if he was 42, geezer, they'd want him there.
yeah,
But if he's still playing, they'd still want him there.
and he'll be 41 because obviously he's 40 now. It'll be this time next year. Oh fuck's sake! I can't remember what I was going to say there. I can't remember what I was going to say. Fuck's sake. Your mama. How many community shields has he won? That's what I was going to say. If he plays at that World Cup, will it be his 6th World Cup? And will it be 6th World Cup?
Fuck, I know, guys. Fuck me, must be something like that.
But you know, how many World Cups has Cristiano Ronaldo currently played in? Is it? I think it's 5. And that would be his 6th one. I would keep kudos. Let's Suchet, Alvarez, Rodriguez go and bring players like Freddie Potts and George Earthy in. Alvarez, well, Rodriguez, yes. Suchet, no. Alvarez, it's a tough one there. Especially like you let him go. If we don't bring in players, you know, of a certain standard, then yeah, we're just weakening ourselves. But Rodriguez, definitely. Suchet, I personally would say no way he's staying here. He's not going nowhere. Right, he says 20. He says 23. He's played in 23 World Cups. Right, I think it's 5, you know, and I'm sure it would be 6. Somebody just Google it.
Well, you know, 5 is 20 years. So he's been, you know what I mean? If you look at it that way, 20 years. So he's either 5 or 6, or the next one will be 6, or he's been around more than 20 years, hasn't he?
Yeah, I was thinking it's 5, and this one would be 6, which is
very possible.
That would be, you would imagine, yeah. Has anybody even played in 5? But 6, I think, would be another record that nobody has done 6 World Cups.
There might be an odd Italian, possibly, but fuck me, they even didn't qualify, did they?
Yeah, exactly.
Italy. That's terrible.
Well,
Italy have gone down, badly.
Finals appearances. Right, one second. Let me check this. 1 minute, you lot. I just want to check. Oh yeah, sorry, he's right. Cafu 5, I think. He might be right there, and that's what I'm thinking. That's what I'm thinking. If Cristiano plays next year, I think then that would be another record that he's set, which is going to be very hard to. Right, list of tournaments, records by team, list of tournaments. Nope. Let me get rid of that.
You've got to make sure you qualify for every one of them.
Exactly. Right. Messi's played at 5. Mateus 5. Closer 4. Oh, shit. Cristiano Ronaldo. Oh, yeah. I don't know why they haven't put it in order. So, Cristiano Ronaldo is 5. Closer, Messi 5. And they've only got a list of 5 here. So, Cafu's not even on here. So, maybe Cafu is 4. So yeah, Messi 5, Mateus 5. So
both of them would be going for 6, guys, wouldn't it? Both.
Yeah, but yeah, I don't know whether. Yeah, I just think that Cristiano's just got that more motivation to just keep going. I don't know if Messi has that type of motivation.
I think he'll still be in that World Cup though, guys, won't he?
I hope so.
He'll be there.
I hope
he will be.
Yeah, that's good then. Yeah, I hope so.
You got to remember, the organisers, everybody wants them 2 names there, even if it's their swan song.
Yeah,
they want them there for that, so they'll be there.
Oh, I hope. Yeah, I know. I've got a feeling Ronaldo will be. Yeah, Messi. I really hope so. Ronaldo holds the record of scoring in 5 different World Cups, so he's got that as a record.
It's not bad, is it? Helps if you take the penalty.
So that means that obviously Messi's played in 5 but hasn't scored in all 5 then.
Must be. Really? Yeah, that'd be surprising.
If Ronaldo's the one that holds the record. Right, we've reached the hour mark, you lot. We've got about 10-15 minutes. Geezer, come on, you must have something that we're going to talk about.
Oh, I think I did earlier on. I forgot.
You must have. Or you lot in the chat. Because, yeah, I knew I wanted to talk about Trent. Yeah, I can't even think. Mine's gone blank. It's raining here, but it's fucking hot. You know, like, I'm hot.
What, humid, yeah?
Yeah, but it's raining. Not bad, but it's raining. But, yeah, it's hot here. So yeah, I don't know Club World Cup. I don't think I'm really too interested. But then again,
No.
because it's some sort of football. If it's on, but I don't even know what channel it's on. I'm gonna
Yeah, I don't think I've got it. That's my problem with that.
on no channels at all.
Don't think so.
Yeah.
Don't know what it could be on, but I no doubt it'll come up on probably YouTube highlights at some stage. When I'll just watch them because the highlights is all I'd watch anyway.
Yeah.
Unless it got to a final that I might be interested in or semi,
Hmm.
I might want to watch it. But other than that, no, not really. I just who
yeah.
did Man City bought 2 or 3 players, haven't they already?
They bought they bought 3, I think. They bought that Reinders, Dutch player from AC Milan.
He's good, mate. I've been noticing him last year. Who's he playing for?
He played for AC Milan.
Yeah, I noticed him in that. It must have been the championship thing. I just not. He stood out to me. And I kept calling him reindeers.
Yeah.
Right. So yeah, I thought, oh, that boy's decent. Yeah, that's a good buy.
Well, they also bought Rayan Cherki from he's French, good player. I think good. Yeah, I think he's going to do well at City. And they also bought Rayan Aït-Nouri from Wolves, the left back. So
fucking hell, he's decent.
He's good. He's only 23 as well. Cherki's quite young as well.
Fucking hell.
So yeah,
I like that.
De Bruyne has signed for Napoli, who are they just been crowned Italian champions.
He went to Napoli.
Yeah. So listen to this. I saw a quote from Billy Gilmore. So Billy Gilmore's at Napoli. So is Scott McTominay, who, to be fair, has done really well. But I saw, like I said, I'll always see the heading of the article and then I won't read it. I'll just see it. Anyway, Billy Gilmore has said if Scott McTominay keeps it up, he will be looked upon in the same light at Napoli as Diego Maradona. I thought, okay, Gilmore, you need to calm down, mate.
Yeah, calm down a little bit, mate. Calm down a little bit.
Here we go.
That's Jesus Christ. I remember when we were linked to McTominay and a load of West Ham were fucking poo-pooing the idea.
I said,
I always thought that would be a great buy.
So did I said it, of course.
And I never bothered me about, Man United, they were crap, because loads of good players at Man United are crap. But when you watch him play for Scotland in a different, more forward position, he was superb.
Yeah,
scoring goals all over the place for Scotland. I mean, I always thought that would have been a good buy for us.
Yeah, when we were linked, I definitely wanted him. It wasn't. All right, Colin says, I think they're showing it on Channel 5 and TNT Sports Club World Cup. Okay, so I've got TNT Sports, which I think used to be BT Sports. I've got that. Channel 5 obviously got that. So, and Wally says, wait, hold on. Wally says, let me just check something because I want to see if it is on the early hours or it's in America, isn't it? Yeah. Today.
Yeah, it'd be a strange time for you, wouldn't
it? Club World Cup. One sec, you lot. Let me just check when the
that'd be mainly early mornings for you, I'd imagine.
Yeah. Main fixtures. Right. The first game is on the 15th of the 6th. So that will be Sunday, 1 o'clock in the morning. So Sunday, early hours of Sunday morning is Al Alil, which I think is Egyptian, against Messi's Inter Miami. That's the first game. And then after that, right, so Bayern Munich v Auckland City. So they are the New Zealand representation. Right, let me just go through the teams that's in that. So the first Group A is Porto, Palmeiras, Al Alil, and Inter Miami. Second group, PSG, Atletico Madrid, Botafogo, and Seattle Sounders. Bayern Munich, Boca, Benfica, and Auckland, which is Freshy's already told us. Group D, Chelsea, Flamingo, Esperance, Tunis. I don't know what country that is, and Los Angeles FC. Group E, Inter Milan, River Plate, Urawa, which I think are Japanese, and Monterrey, which I think is Mexican. Group F, Dortmund, Fluminense, Mamelodi, don't know what country, and Ulsan HD, don't know what country that is. Group G, Man City, Juve, Al Ain, and Wydad. I don't know. Group H, last group, Salzburg, Real Madrid, Pachuca, which is Mexican, and Al Hilal, which is the Saudi Arabian. Maybe Neymar was there, Mitrovic maybe, but yeah, the top team in the Saudi Arabian league. So no Cristiano Ronaldo.
He's there, isn't he? That boy from Villa.
Duran.
Yeah, pretty sure he's there.
No, he's at Al Nassr, which is Cristiano's team. He
it? I thought it was Al. All right.
I saw.
Do you know a little weird thing about that is that the team come from New Zealand.
Yeah.
They're not the best team in New Zealand because the Wellington play in the A-League. They play in Australia.
Yeah, but because
you know what I mean, so they wouldn't qualify
because they're not in that league. So how did they qualify? How did they qualify? How have we got a New Zealand team?
Unless they could qualify through Australian A-League, I suppose they'd qualify through that if they win it or whatever it took to get there.
Now, what I'm saying is, how have we got a New Zealand team there, but not an Australian team? Like, what was the criteria?
There's not there must be an Australian team.
I'm sure I didn't read it. I don't think so. Let me go back through. I didn't see an Australian team name.
I don't know what the criteria was for qualifying, Gazer, because I couldn't work out why Chelsea were there.
Yeah, and apparently something to do with how well your team has done in your continental, in the Champions League in the last 5 years, some rubbish like that. But I'm thinking Chelsea ain't done.
Oh, is that how that works?
Yeah, I don't know about that. But how is there a New Zealand team but not an Aussie team? We know the Australians are better. There's no Australian team here.
Okay, that's weird.
Oh yeah, I don't know how they got in.
No, I don't understand.
Premier League fixtures come out on Wednesday.
Oh, do they? Crashing. Oh, that's something to look forward to. We'll talk about that next week.
Hope you enjoy, Walito. Thanks, Fresh. What did Roddy put? Oh, sorry, I didn't see this. I'm not going to any matches in the Club World Cup. He says, I am going to West Ham pre-season match in New York. Who are West Ham playing in that game that you're going to watch, Wally?
God. Jesus, you'll be disappointed. Well, you can have a good weekend in New York, I suppose.
Inky says, apart from Scum, have West Ham got any more friendlies planned? Do you know who we're playing? Obviously, someone in New York. So one of them teams is from Tunisia that I said. Yeah, I was going to say this. I saw that as well. Talk of Duran coming to us on loan, which...
Yeah, there's a bit of chat about it. I can't see it, but...
And is that a loan just when they're on the off-season or whatever? Like, what is the circumstances of that? Because I didn't... Yeah,
I see a thing. I think Gio put a thing up about it, that Duran possibly coming on loan because he's not settled there in Saudi. He's not happy. And that they might consider putting him out on loan for a while. I don't know.
Right. Okay. The Auckland team is there based on historical success in Oceania. That's why they're there.
Wow.
I think they just made up the criteria for different teams.
Yeah.
It was like, they just made up some shit.
That's why I couldn't understand why Chelsea were there.
Yeah, I didn't know why. Apparently, yeah.
The season before they qualified for the Conference League. You know, is that it? And you're in there.
Yeah. It's funny that, and Chelsea and Man City, the ones that have the money teams in England.
Obviously, Man City, Liverpool would be your two best to go.
Auckland team is they're just making up shit. Inter Miami are there, Messi's team. I don't know what criteria they had to sort of shoot.
Yeah, just because it's second, basically.
And if Cristiano was on loan at Wrexham would have been there. The first Welsh team to play in England or whatever. Yeah, I don't know. Something would have happened. They're not even the A-League Auckland, laugh out loud. They're not even in the A-League, I think he means. Yeah, that's what he's... Yeah.
I know. I've watched the A-League for so long, geezer. Wellington, I said. I mean, Wellington are, I think, in the A-League.
I think last time we spoke, we established there's two. It's Wellington Phoenix, and there was another Aussie team in the A-League, but it wasn't these lot. It weren't them. Who was the other team we said? No. I think there was another one.
Fuck no. Just don't take any notice of it.
Yeah, who's the other team? Yeah, it was Wellington, and there's another one that play in the A-League. West Ham are playing Man United in New York, also Bournemouth and one other Premier League team. sorry, Titch. It's actually being screened on DAZN Sports and Channel 5. All right, DAZN, I ain't got that.
I definitely don't have that. That's in.
Yeah.
They do a lot of boxing, don't they? That Bob.
Yeah. So obviously that's a subscription. But apparently, I think I read actually that you said that you can sign up for a free account and watch the football, something like that. So Giza, if you're interested, something like that, you can sign up and watch it for free or something. I think it said. The other matches are in Atlanta and Chicago. So that's the
don't go near Chicago, mate. Fucking shit up.
Chirac.
Don't come out of fucking life.
Oh shit! Right, sorry. Auckland are in the A League, but these ones are not that Auckland. So they're Auckland City, and maybe the other ones are just Auckland. They're not even the best Auckland team.
No. Like you said, they're all amateurs. The ones that are going.
I didn't know that there was 2 Aucklands. Oh my lord! Like, how the hell did they get historical?
But what an experience for them! You know what I mean? That's like the team I used to play for here on Gold Coast. It's like us getting.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? A lot of ex-pros, semi-pros, but amateur. It's basically an amateur team. You know, it's like that sort of thing going there.
And I'm guessing their historical success in Oceania was when football just started. There was no teams, and they was the top dogs. And then all of a sudden, it got real. And based off of that, somehow this team has got in it. But good luck to them because let me just go back to what he said. Because of the
great story, isn't it? They're a great story for it.
Yeah, he did put the finances in there, which is for them.
It's amazing they can afford to go.
They get paid for that. They get paid to fly. I think. Look, the New Zealand team are all amateurs, barbers, plumbers. They get $3.5 million just for going there. It's a huge deal for them. Their usual crowd is between 500 and 1,200.
Yeah, it's mental.
I think everything is going to be funded for them. I think it's just making this Club World Cup more glamorous and trying to put some tradition on this whole new. You understand? They're trying to cover all bases. I think because
they want to hope they're not going to get a few floggings though.
I'd like to say that Auckland City could really get their asses spanked. Or you don't know. Maybe that money's been put aside. Like, don't beat them too bad. Yeah, to the other teams that they're playing against. Yeah, make it look good.
Good luck.
Right, they are going to get hammered, but they've got 100+ hardcore fans traveling.
Fucking brilliant! Yeah, it's a great holiday for them. Yeah, great experience, man. Great experience. I know guys here that used to play for Australia youth team, right? And they got sent out to a 5-a-side. I think it was a futsal 5-a-side tournament.
Yeah. And
one of the guys I know here, mate, what a play. He played for us here when I played for the team here in Greenbank. In his older age, in his late 30s. What a player, man. On the ball. Fucking me. But he named the player there. They played against Brazil. Mm-hmm. And he said, this geezer he's a well-known Brazilian player, and I can't remember his name.
I know. Yeah, I know.
I wish I knew his name, but he was unbelievable.
Is it Falcao?
And this guy is good.
Is it Falcao? Falcao or no?
I can't remember. I really couldn't even guess.
It's got to be him.
When he told me the story, he said he nutmegged him, right? He put the ball through his legs, then reached out and dragged it back.
Yeah.
Right? He went, fuck. And he was too late to stop him bringing it back.
Oh, shit.
Then he nutmegged him and went round him. And then when he came to close him down, he put it back through his legs and went the other way 3 times in about 30 seconds. He nutmegged him.
But, yeah.
He went, fuck me, this is a different level. It's fucking. Just shook my face.
It might be Falcao.
Could have been Falcao. I remember it was a fucking well-known Brazilian name.
Yeah, that's the only one that I know.
Younger bucks,
If it is this guy.
He said they're so good, man, on the ball, especially in that futsal. It's all about that heavier ball. It's all about foot control and keeping the ball. I played it a couple of times here, that futsal. Different game altogether with that ball. Nothing goes in the air. The ball's on the ground all the fucking time.
Yeah. Apart from
they're just so skilled.
He says, was it Socrates?
I wish I knew. I wish I could remember the name he told me. But it was a very... It could have been Geezer. It was a very... he was playing him like in the youth, like he was. Australia youth team. And honestly, they just took liberty. I know two of them, him and my mate Russell, both went there for that. But they got murdered. They're just too good.
Right, just before we go, right, so Robert's not here, which is surprising. Lawrence is not here. I think it was Inky and Robert had put a comment on the last video just regarding next season, maybe getting a little, a trophy, naming it after Darren, and then, every year, whoever wins, engraving it, which I've got no problem doing that. So close to the time, you lot, I'll sort something out, and then we'll have something in memory of Darren Higgins. I think it's a nice touch, definitely, for what we do here. So we'll definitely do that. But we've reached an hour and 16 minutes now. Geezer, any final words? And you lot, we will wrap up. Like I said, I've got to make it short and sweet today. This week.
Yeah. No, fingers crossed, sir. Next week. We'll have the fixtures to look at. First couple. We want to hope that they're not, Man City, Liverpool, Arsenal in the first three. Yeah. That wouldn't be good. Be interesting who the first one is, because we usually get a Man City or a Liverpool, don't we?
Yeah.
But we'll have that to talk about. No, West Ham. Would we assign someone by next week? Probably not. But you can only hope. Right.
Nice one, Inky. Nice one, Wally. Nice one, Freshie. Nice one, Colin.
See you later, Wally boy.
Nice one, Inky. Nice one,
stay
CB.
away from LA. Wally, stay away from LA, guys.
I hope Robert and Lawrence is all good, because they're normally here. But you lot, we'll be back next week. Obviously, not a lot to talk about, but we're always gonna be here and have a little chat, catch up. Have a good week, you lot. Don't get bitten by a shark, crocodile, none of that. And check out, if you haven't already, this YBS Youngbloods.
Honestly, guys, if you like that sort of stuff, have a look. Try to find some of the videos. You've got a lot, so maybe go for the big numbered ones. It gets big views. But if you can find that transparent kayak one, that's worth a look. Did you watch the whole program, Titch? Or
I watched all of it. Yeah, all of it.
Yeah.
Right, you lot. We'll be back next week. Don't forget, every Wednesday, Geezer and Budgie are on West Ham Network at, is it 10 o'clock?
Yeah, 10 o'clock English time.
Yeah, 10 o'clock every Wednesday on West Ham Network. And we'll be back next Friday, 10 o'clock, just for a chat along. Take care. Ciao. It's so hot.
See you later, guys. Have a good week.
Ooh.